Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Honor Society of Phi Kappa Phi Spring 2026 Induction Ceremony, where we celebrate academic excellence, leadership, character, and service. My name is Richard Schwartz, and I serve as president of our regional chapter. I'd like to introduce our individuals on stage, including our keynote address speaker, Dr. Robert Schneider. Thank you. Yeah. Not too much applause, though. It might go to his head. Okay, just not too much. I'd also like to introduce Mrs. Ann Varela, our secretary-treasurer, and our member-at-large, Dr. Mark Viner. We are proud to recognize and support students and others who strive to make a positive impact in their schools and communities, and more specifically, where we let the love of learning rule humanity. Spring symbolizes new beginnings, renewal, and growth, representing a time when nature awakens after winter and life re-emerges. It is often associated with hope, transformation, and the promise of fresh starts. Spring is important because it symbolizes renewal and rebirth, bringing warmer temperatures, longer days, and the blooming of flowers and plants, which positively affect our mood and mental health. Additionally, it marks a time when many animals return and give birth, contributing to the cycle of life. Spring is important to schools because it offers educators an opportunity to refresh their teaching practices and create engaging learning environments. The season's themes and outdoor activities can boost student engagement and foster creativity, making learning more dynamic and enjoyable. Spring is important to a university because it provides a strategic time for students to refine their college plans, reflect on their goals, and make informed decisions about their academic paths. Additionally, it allows for deeper research into programs and opportunities, which can lead to better admission outcomes and long-term satisfaction. Now, spring is significant for members of the Honor Society of Phi Kappa Phi, because it is typically the time when many chapters, like ours, hold induction ceremonies to welcome new members, recognizing their academic achievements. This season symbolizes renewal and celebration of scholarship across various disciplines. I am pleased now to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Robert Schneider, Dean of the ENMU College of Business. I'm not sure if he's going to discuss the importance of a lean PowerPoint presentation, Edward T. Hall's iceberg theory in relation to workplace culture, or the concept of time value of money. But I do know what he's going to say will be engaging, and I look forward to learning from him. Let's welcome to the microphone Dr. Robert Schneider.
All right, Dr. Schwartz just committed the first cardinal sin. Don't upstage the main speaker. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you this evening. Thank Dr. Ayala for being here, the officers for the society, Dr. Varela, who's had so many years here and is now retiring. Thank you for being here. And everybody else, especially inductees, family, friends, and just generally ENMU supporters. Welcome and thank you for your attendance at this prestigious event, and it is prestigious. This is an occasion that is not the result of a single effort. The people sitting here are being acknowledged for their way of life. You don't get to this room because you tried hard for a semester. All right? You don't get to this room even because you've tried hard for a year. All right? Lifelong habits that you've developed have ended up with you in this room. Those are the habits that have been successful to this point, and those are the habits that you should continue to utilize to be successful. The inductees are remarkable in several ways. Remarkable in what way? Well, maybe uncommon discipline. Who in here gets up before everybody else and makes their bed? And anybody do that kind of stuff? Just me, I guess. Huh? All right. Well, old people do that stuff. What about uncommon stick-to-itness? Sometimes we call that stubborn. Sometimes we call it refusing to give up. Is there anybody sitting in this room that didn't have an opportunity to quit during their college endeavor? Right? So that stick-to-itness is what leads you to places like this room. Uncommon delayed gratification. Oh my goodness. Talk about something we have trouble with. I want it now. Well, but I can't have it now because I have a chemistry test tomorrow and I need to study tonight. So I don't get to go do what I want to do or what I would rather do. Let me put it that way. All right, so delaying that gratification is something remarkable. And it wasn't so remarkable when I was in my 20s, but I'm going to tell you folks, today it's more remarkable than it was 40 years ago. All right, so that leads you to a room like this. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. What is Phi Kappa Phi? They have some values, and they represent a couple of things. One of the things is excellence across disciplines. Many honor societies are specific to a discipline. Delta Mu Delta is specific to business. That's the one I'm most familiar with. Phi Kappa Phi doesn't care what your major is. It cares how you perform. All right, so it's all about excellence, not excellence in a specific field. It's about integrity. Integrity is one of the values that Phi Kappa Phi purposely lists. If you get there by cheating, did you get there? You know, sometimes in our society, we just look at the end result. I think there was a president at Harvard that just realized that that wasn't a good idea. All right, getting there at any cost or any expense is not the name of the game. Getting there ethically is the way you get there, and you earn it really. All right. Curiosity. Curiosity is another of the values Phi Kappa Phi. This is it's sort of disturbing to me, not that it's their value, but what's happening in our world, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute too. The last thing they talk about is service. Their last value is service. And that's something that's being rekindled. I'm glad to see, I say kids, you know what I mean, people in their teens and 20s nowadays are back again interested in community service. They're interested in doing things in the community. They're not interested in going to meetings to talk about what they're going to do in the community, but they will show up on that Saturday morning to clean that park, help that disabled person build that ramp in front of their house, whatever. Way more so than 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So it's good to see that service is coming back to our culture, that we're helping each other again. All right. I think COVID might have had something to do with that. Kind of an every man for themselves kind of mentality was cultivated. The result of living these values can result in a desire to want to make an ethical impact somewhere in your world. It's your world that you're going to influence. It's your world that you're going to change. Now, your world, I don't want to talk about Venn diagrams, but your world might overlap my world, or it might not. But you need to make a difference in your world. Don't worry about my world. Don't worry about that world over there. Make a difference in your world. And that will come back to you the profit will be much. It starts with late nights, studying instead of partying, but I hope you had a little bit of partying too. All right. It starts with missing activities and events here and at home. so you could do your homework or you could do whatever other task you needed to do that you prioritized through that delayed gratification. I can have fun later. First, I need to fill in the blank. I don't hear that enough anymore. I know you folks all live that. You said that. I see people shaking their heads. That's good to see. All right. It starts with refusing to quit. The economy's been pretty good. You could get a job. New Mexico economy is very good, especially if you want to go like work in an oil field or something. You make a lot of money. But it's not, first off, this is a business guy telling you, it's not always about the money. All right, the money helps, but it's not always about the money. It's not the main thing. So why didn't you quit? Why are you still here? Well, it's that stick-to-itiveness. That's that remarkable part of the people that end up in this room, or rooms like this across the country, across the world. Right? It takes a system, a support system of peers, mentors, and family who you owe a ton of gratitude. Not thanks, not praise, just plain old-fashioned gratitude. There are people that helped you get here, and there are people that helped you be successful here. Don't forget those people. When you're really old and you'll be like, man, that person that helped me in my 20s or 30s, and now I have no idea where they were. I wish I could thank them. Don't do that. Don't have that regret. Be grateful. All right? But all of this means so very little if it's not accomplished in an ethically moral way. All right? We mentioned that a little bit earlier. If you cheated your way to get here, would it matter less that you are here? Probably. Probably. I hope so. The why and the how matter. All right? Understanding yourself will help you show the why. Why should I do something? Well, the more self-aware you are, the more you understand your place in the world and what you're supposed to be doing, the more you understand how other people see you, you will know the why. This is me. This is what I do. All right? The how comes with your moral compass. How am I going to get this done? Well, there's a shortcut, but it's a little shady. So, everybody considers it, right? But there's a difference between those who take it and those who don't. So the how and the why matter. Develop and trust your own moral compass. You might need to ask somebody. Sometimes you say it out loud and it's like, oh, yeah, no, I can't do that. I mean, we all need to do those things. But trust your moral compass. Don't let others lead you down a path that you don't belong going down. It'll sometimes lead you down the more difficult path, your moral compass. Not always the easy way, but the ethical path is always the correct choice. Always, every time. I've never in my 62 years of life seen a situation where the unethical choice, in hindsight, was the better choice. Never, not once. Right. Surround yourself with folks who share the same goals and values that you do. Now, I didn't say same opinions. I didn't say same viewpoints. All right? But if you value these things we're talking about, don't surround yourself with people that don't value them. That doesn't make any sense. All right? Strength comes in your numbers. Just like you needed support to get through school, you need support to get through life. And surrounding yourself with people that have common values, so when you stumble, they can say, nah, that ain't you. Get up, do it better. Those are the people I need to be around. The people that will check me and will say, Bob, you can do better than that. Not the ones that say, that's good enough, let's go drink a beer. Those are easy friends to find. Be a lifelong learner. Be a lifelong speaker. Be a lifelong learner. And be a smart guy or gal with humility. Nobody likes a pompous ass. All right? We have lost humility as a society. If you bump into me, I am going to race you to saying, excuse me, even though you bumped into me. We need to be more humble. Impress people with your behavior, not your words. And do it with a good dose of humility. And then remember, all learning doesn't stop now because you've graduated. All learning does not occur within the walls of this university. You should continue to learn. You should be a lifelong learner. All right? And I just have one thing to end with that by saying, smart people read books. All right? Smart people read books. The friends and people that I surround myself with are reading a book a month minimum. All right? Keep that up. You're doing that from your studying now. That's probably a book a month would be less than what you're reading now in school. So keep that up. Keep that up. All right? Today it's easy to find the correct answer, right? Just ask your cell phone. You can find the correct answer to almost anything with your cell phone, other than who should I marry, or one of those hard questions. But we're losing critical thought. We can find the answer, but we're losing the why. Why is it the correct answer? I stand in a classroom every once in a while, and I'll ask somebody a question, and they'll give me the correct answer, and they're all looking all proud and smiling at me, and I'll be, why? I'll ask them why. Why is that the right answer? Well, isn't it the right answer? Yeah, it's the right answer, but why is it the right answer? That's what we've lost, folks. That's what reading will bring back for you. That's what not going to Chat GPT every time you have a question will do for you. Sometimes picking up a book and researching an answer will exercise that part of your brain that is shriveling up and dying because of AI. All right, so just getting the right answer isn't always the right answer. It's how you get it that matters. Your brain is a muscle. Exercise it, just like your legs, your arms, or any other muscle. We're losing the understanding of process. All we want is a result. We've become impatient. We don't care about enjoying the journey anymore, it seems. We want to get to the end. Well, when you get old, you start to regret some of that. All right, and you start to reflect back on how fun the journey was. Don't forget how fun the journey is. It's not all about the destination. All right. The value of curiosity, as I mentioned earlier with the values of Phi Kappa Alpha, or Phi Kappa Phi, the value of curiosity is being extinguished by the ease of a Google search or an AI intervention. Why would I learn why excessive printing of money causes inflation when I can just ask ChatGPT? Hey, what happens if the government prints too much money? But I don't know why, if all I do is ask ChatGPT. Why would I learn to use a map when I have GPS? Well, that's a waste of my time, right? Well, those of us that know how to use maps would probably argue with you about that. Know the why and use this knowledge to serve others. There's a lot of people out there that understand the answer, but they don't understand the why of the answer. And when you interject that into their life, it intrigues them. It makes them curious again. Be a leader somewhere in your life. You don't have to be a leader at work. You don't have to be a leader, in any specific place. Be a leader somewhere. Be a leader for someone. If that's one person in your life, be that example. Be that leader for that person. Be that mentor. It could be for a group of people. I've been in charge of a lot of stuff in my life. And sometimes people respected me, and sadly, sometimes they didn't. And sometimes I earned that disrespect. All right. But I got right back in there and started swinging again. And that's what I would encourage you to do. Don't be afraid of people. Interact with people and interact at a high quality level where you're talking about stuff that matters, where you're debating issues. I can talk to you if you don't agree with me. I hope you can talk to me if you don't agree with me, because a lot of our society has lost that ability to debate. We want to punch each other in the nose instead. I recently heard someone say that what you do in private is how you build or tear down your character. That's where you build your character. When nobody else is looking and you do the right thing. That's when you build character. Doing the right thing in the absence of supervision. That takes discipline. Nobody's looking, but I'll pick up that piece of trash and throw it in the garbage anyway because I'm part of this community. And I didn't throw that trash on the ground, but I'm part of the group of people that's responsible for keeping it clean. Take that ownership of your life, of your world, of your environment, and be part of it and lead it. Do things that won't earn you a trophy. Do things that earn you trophies too. Nothing wrong with this stuff. All right, but it's that stuff you do when you help that elderly neighbor cut their grass or throw away their tumbleweeds or whatever part of the country you live in. And nobody knows you did it, and you do it anyway. And you don't go tell everybody, you just feel kind of good that you helped somebody. Those are the experiences that build character. We currently live with a bit more uncertainty than we may have grown accustomed to. Wars, AI, cultural shifts, and rifts, they all facilitate separation and division. Use your education and wisdom to avoid these traps, because that's what they are, they're traps. Focus on what you can affect, put your head down, and do good. I'm going to say that again. Focus on what you can affect, put your head down, don't worry about what's around you, and do good. That's our charge. That is our charge as educated citizens. At the beginning, I asked just how these inductees are remarkable. They're remarkable because they not only possess, but have also demonstrated the skills and discipline required to be successful in a big, grown-up, scary world. I believe that word is adulting, if I am with the current vernacular, or is that even an old phrase now? I don't know. These are the folks that I expect. These that are coming up here, these are the folks that I expect to knock adulting out of the park. I don't think these people are going to have any trouble. They've already proved that they have, unless they make a left turn when they should make a right turn. All right. Thank you again for letting me be here and for supporting our inductees. I really, really love this university. I love what we do. I love students. I love working with you all. And it's a privilege to be able to do this for a living. And it's a joy and a privilege. And thank you, Rich, for inviting me. So that's it.
At this time, I would like to recognize a few people that are out there, and just recognize that you're here. Our faculty and administration who are members of Phi Kappa Phi. I'd like to start with Dr. Michael Shaughnessy. Dr. Mary Ayala. Dr. Manny Varela. And someone who's being initiated tonight, Dr. Omar Camarillo. Yeah, thank you. We have come to the point at this time of the actual induction ceremony. For those of you who are being inducted, if you could please come on down and populate the first two rows. The front row is perhaps most advantageous because you're going to walk up on stage. Yeah, oh, that's fine. Here is fine. Right up here is fine. As I call your name, please walk on stage, sign the ledger. We have a book on stage where, for the past several years, all of our inductees have signed the book, and it's a wonderful tradition. Miss Ann Varela will assist. We also have honor cords, if you want to hold one up, Mrs. Varela, for sale. I believe they're $15. I can't remember. Mrs. Varela can verify. And medallions as well. As you see, I'm wearing one. And we have just a limited number. I think we only have 5 available. So if you would like one, Mrs. Varela can take cash or check. And of course, with graduation around, and some of you might want one, so we have them available for you. All right, I'm going to read some names real quick, and we're going to start with Dr. Schneider. Please join us and sign the book. Congratulations, sir, and welcome. Okay. Kenan Adams. Gertrude Amoa. Thank you. Lily Barrios. And I'm going to read the names of those individuals that may be joining us online, but I'm going to read them just in case they're here as well. So, Ashley Bezukas. Melissa Briggs. Congratulations. Cassandra Burns. Congratulations. Sharon Butler. Dr. Omar Camarillo. John Cervantes Angarita. Sandra Darkwa. Ruben Enchil. Congratulations. Stephen Foldy. Congratulations. Cheryl Foss. Nicholas Guiher. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Lisa Hertrich. Karen Iverbol. Congratulations, Stephen. Good to see you again. 2 nights in a row. Patrick Lons. Ada Ma'ama. Joella Matilda. Courage Mawuko. Marissa Mayer-Dirks. Jadeline Mulliken. Eric Moraven. Congratulations. Patrick Myers. Luna Faup. Ashley Ramos. I'm so sorry I butchered your last name. It's Meyer, isn't it? Thank you. Angelique Rodriguez Flores. Marissa Sandoval. Sadie Savage. Trevor Sharp. Nikolai Shelkov. Daisy Smith. David Smith. Keandra Viseno. I hope I said that right. Abigail Weaver. Dominique Wingard. And Brianna Wood. Hey, congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations. Very much. While we're finishing up signing the book, I do wish to point out we have, congratulations. I have here our 50th anniversary certificate. So Phi Kappa Phi has been our regional affiliation is over 50 years old now. And I'd also like to point out that as a member, you will be receiving, for the first year, our quarterly magazine Forum, and it's very insightful, a lot of reflection as well. So we hope you enjoy that. At this time, I'm going to read the motto and affirmation. Please repeat after me. Philosophia, krateto, photon. In response to the honor bestowed on me by my election to Phi Kappa Phi, I shall continue to uphold the motto of Phi Kappa Phi. Philosophia, krateto, photon. Let the love of learning rule humanity. I will now read, and then you respond. In response to the honor bestowed on me by my election to Phi Kappa Phi, I shall continue to uphold the motto of Phi Kappa Phi. Philosophia, krateto, photon. Let the love of learning rule humanity. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Please join us for the reception outside Buchanan Hall. Please have some cake. There's always like half a cake left over. Please join us. And congratulations to each and every one of you.